Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Tonight we've got Game 3 of the Zelda Red 2 Randomizer Standard Tournament 2024 here. We've got the Grand Finals of the Nibiru Invitational Tournament Game 3 between jkoper and ta909. I'm starting with me on comms tonight is Sonirath. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Definitely looking forward to this game 3 after seeing the record of both of these runners.
Oh yeah, this should be a fun one here. So this is Game 3. Coper took Game 1, TA took Game 2, and should be an interesting matchup.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, both Coper and TA are bringing everything that they have to these races. So they are going to be extremely entertaining races, more than likely very, very close races too. So it's definitely going to be a roller coaster of a set and has been
Oh,
so far.
Oh, absolutely. As we will be getting going here shortly. But yeah, welcome in Raiders. Thank you for the raid. It is best of five, so we are going to at least a game four, given that each of them has won one game so far. Cooper, perhaps a little bit of our surprise finalist here, as a veteran of the community who got knocked down to the Word Invitational Tournament round one here this year, to perhaps quite a few people, surprise myself included. Cooper took the loss out against, I think it was, let me double check before I say something wrong. Cooper got knocked down to the Liverpool Invitational Tournament. Once I can track down. Yeah, Cooper, a little bit of surprise. TA, got knocked down by Patrick, as it were, and TA himself, uh, also in here in the Beer Invitational. Both a good matchup here, so should be fun. We have Vanilla like West today, it looks like. But that were
Uh,
mountainous.
it looks to be a little more mountainous than vanilla-like, but immediate connector over to the maze for Coper there.
Yep. And yeah, actually, I think you are correct. Mountainous, the southern end being relatively open through me. Cave to DM, which is got a very fun looking layout here.
Yeah, this layout looks very interesting.
Got P2 for Cooper.
And grass tile coming up for TA here. Time to see what resides on it. And well, that's a raft, so that
You
very
just
well may
saw the
be
raft tile like 2 seconds ago on the east, or on
ex-
DM, so.
exactly. That very well may be east access, just
Yeah.
right out the gate.
Yep.
All right, TA finding 5 here, so we know 2 and 5 are both on the west.
Yep.
And here is
And
Raru with Reflect. Big find right there, as that does make P4 air quotes accessible and completable.
Yep, and okay, there's Rauru for Cooper as also both runners converging on Rauru here, despite coming at it from entirely different directions.
That's very true, and right now with that raft, TA could head back over to Death Mountain, check that raft tile, and see where it leads to.
Yep.
All right, Reflect for TA. Coper soon to have Reflect as well. As TA's leaving, Coper enters. And the child knows nothing.
Yeah, and Reflect uncastable at Magic 1, not really a surprise. We don't need it yet anyhow. But at this point, our runners are going to exchange places. TA heading northeast and east, Cooper is likely going to head south, given the way they each went. P1 has the boots in it, good info. They haven't seen the east yet, but it looked like the river ran through the middle of Maze Island, so that might be nice for Maze Island navigation, and it would be nice for the... And DM, we got dumped right near the coast of what I think was probably a mountainous DM, so that could be nice for DM navigation as well.
Yeah, that's
Not to
very
mention,
possible.
we don't know what the east looks like.
Yeah, that too. We are missing that vital bit of information. Oh, TA making some beautiful dodges there. Unfortunately,
Let's see if
taking
P1 if Coper got the hint in for the King's Tomb, because I don't remember seeing it on his side. But there's also a lot to keep track of.
yeah, I'm not sure. All right, TA coming back through this Bagu Woods encounter, just taking spears to the back occasionally. You know, nothing too bad.
Yeah, and Raft for pickup for Coper here. Sorry on the southeast and southwest end of the map. It looks like Mito's gonna be on the other. That might be Mito on the other side, and Trophy Case right here.
Now it's time to find out what resides here in the Trophy Cave. As TA finds P2, and there's the 50-point P bag for Coper right there. All right.
That's it's a vanilla trophy.
You know, I would make the quote, but there really isn't any need to. Because we know it is randomized.
Yeah. And Thunder was in Rudo. I did miss that earlier, so we now have that info. No hint for TA.
Alright, Coper comes, or does an up A, finds the raft tile here on Death Mountain immediately, and the raft... Ooh, alright.
That's the east. Not sure what biome that is, but that's definitely the east, with P1 right here. And Coper is gonna go straight in.
Yeah, I don't know if he has any keys right now. That's the
I'm
only
not
thing
sure
that
either. Chat, did you catch where the trophy... Or, well, actually, we know where the trophy's at. TA now knows it's on the west. Never mind.
Yeah, because Trophy was in Trophy Cave, but we know that the boots are going to... Well, TA at least knows. I have a feeling Coper might as well. The boots are going to be here in 1, but it just becomes a matter of, you know, if a key is going to be required to get said boots.
For sure. We also don't know how useful the boots will be on the east, because we really haven't seen much of it yet. Check confirms Coper saw the boots message, thank you. And he doesn't have a key because that is a key block. Alright, we're out of here. The red rock right next to here, and that's a River Devil pretending, at least trying to do his job. Not necessarily required, but he's at least trying, which, given that we don't actually have the boots right now, might be relevant.
So TA here on the second screen of Medicine Cave ends up finding a red Dyra here.
Yep, not having much luck. Ouch. And decides to obey.
Yeah, either way,
that could be a tough fight at low levels. 1-1-3.
Either way, he sliced that. He was going to be dead regardless. Darunia having Fairy tonight. Little unfortunate that child is needed for it, but at least Upstab can be acquired with Jump.
Once we find that.
Yeah, exactly. Probably going to be an old Kasuto.
And that's a hammer for TA.
That's a nice pickup.
This is, by the way, a vanilla-like east. As we find Sunken Teabag Cave for Coper. I think I realized why I got so confused about this western layout is because we just got dumped in the middle of the map, which always disorients me.
Yeah, that's
P4
fair.
straight south of start, basically.
Alright, so we know all 3 palaces on the west, and there's a magic jar for Coper. That's a pretty nice find.
It is. Doesn't do a whole lot right now as we only have 1 spell, which is Reflect, although it does make it castable. I caught that Reflect is 65 at Magic 2, but it's also not the most useful thing right now. It'll be nice for later, though.
Alright. TA here in Pillar P-Bag Cave.
And Coper on his side, note that water to the right of his, right side of his screen. We're not getting to the southeasternmost part of the east from this side. We might be able to go up
Ooh,
and around, but we're not going straight from the southwest to the southeast.
little unfortunate, but sometimes that's just how it ends up rolling.
I think we might be wrong. Nope, there is in fact a way around that. Was just well, maybe. There's a lot of water here, as is typical of vanilla-like maps. That's a child for TA, so he will be able to get ferry first trip, which is really nice for him.
Yeah, that child pickup definitely going to be big for TA, as that will give logical access to palaces. The question
Yep.
is whether or not he will be able to cast fairy
Ooh,
once he
key
gets
drop.
it. And keys in the small drop pool? Not bad.
Oh, nope. Okay, so no, this is just a really large and very funny-shaped lake for Koper on the south side of the east here. And we'll see if there's anything over on the southeastern side of the map. He's
Oh,
gonna
man.
find Saria and Nido here. No sign of Bagu's woods. I'm curious what's on the other side of what Saria and Nido have, although we do have access across now with a child into fairy. But we don't see that quite yet. Olkasuda for Koper, who's not getting the spell.
And the bridge leads
And
to DM. All right.
looks like we have actually, that might be a Caldera. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Koper is not bothering with Olkasuda's spell. Huh. Okay, then. I'm a little surprised. He does know where his 3 required spells are, Reflect, Thunder, and Fairy, and I guess he decides he doesn't need it. Okay. Koper is a veteran of the community and can run on very minimal inventories, but I think I personally still would have gone and checked what that spell was.
Well, he is on his last life, and he's only got 1 bar of life right now.
That's actually a good point. I did not realize he was on his last life. So, never mind. He might be back later then. Although he's also just been in a bit of a pickle, given that, what's up? Yeah, he's looking for levels here, but a little bit tricky to get out of this part of the East without game overing right now for him.
Oh, he may end up going into Okasuna now that he has life 3 and attempting to pull the spell out of here, which that's exactly what he's about to do.
Yep, okay, and thank you for correcting me. I actually did not realize he was on his last life. Whoops. And, well, there it goes. Ouch. Chat can't see it, but we can see Koper's face cam. He isn't terribly happy about that one.
Yeah, I would be rather upset myself, so I cannot blame him in the slightest.
Getting back to the east isn't the hard part, it's just walking all the way back to that spot is kind of a pain, given how you have to go all the way around the map. He's gonna go back into P1 instead, which going to go look for those boots. And he, on the other side, found Bagu's Wood somewhere up north, I think. So he's, I think, going to go check out Saria and Nido now.
I do believe so. And Koper coming back into P1 here. And TA passing up the Link doll there. Man. This West is, it definitely does some things.
Yeah. And there's the boots. Oh, boots are right by Star for Koper. Alright, so there's that. He's going to skip beating Horsehead for now. It's a pretty easy level for later. Probably wants to get more experience off that. And River Devil tried today, but he isn't required. Nukasuda is shield in it.
Well, shield is nice to see.
I did not catch how many jars that was. Helmet Head has the cross.
Yeah, I missed how many jars it is as well, and Koper's not going to grab shield.
Nope.
Spell
in Naburu, convenient.
That's very convenient, and jump was what was in Saria, so definitely nice for TA. He will be able to get downstab.
Yep. Which means that we're missing fire and life between Old Kasuto and Mito.
Alright, so I think this should be Heart Container Cave for TA.
Yep.
Alright. Pretty easy enemy layout for Heart Container Cave. Magic 2 for TA now. As jkoper picks up Spell, TA coming through the Heart Container Cave. Oh my goodness!
Oh, that's a very good find for TA.
That is a glove, and that is huge. Because now all he really needs to do is go get Fairy, grab Thunder, and he's in go.
Yeah. That's surprising to say at the 14-minute mark, but yeah. TA will functionally be, more or less in go mode.
The words you wouldn't expect to hear at 14 minutes into a seed. Somebody's in go mode.
I mean, he doesn't know that yet, but we know that he is very close to it.
Yeah, no kidding there.
Magic Jar and the Spell Tower is a nice find for jkoper.
Hey, resources, when they come into play, they matter.
Oh yeah, especially in a seed where you get so much early like this.
No kidding there.
Because unlike jkoper, TA has actually, I believe TA has seen all 3 palaces on the west, confirmed by his personal tracker. I'm pretty sure he saw the maze. He's seen the maze. He's about to find the east here, and okay, 6 jars apparently for this item here, which is a pea bag. Womp womp.
I mean, it's $200, which isn't bad, but at the same time, it's not entirely what you want.
Nope. Well, okay, there is one thing, as I'm reminded by seeing that 3-eyed rock. We still might need a flute for it.
I don't think so.
Or not, because jkoper just found the last palace on the east.
As did TA.
P1 and P3 are 6 just out here in the middle of the east. We haven't physically found the Valley of Death. I'm assuming at this point it's somewhere up north, but we can get to it wherever it is.
Very true. Alright, TA gonna take an up A there and continue exploring.
Vanilla like East are basically split into thirds vertically, and we got dumped at the kind of the western end of the middle third of the map. jkoper went into the southern third from there. TA's tracking along the middle of third here for the moment. We know TA needs to go down south. The Valley of Death, I'm assuming, is somewhere up north because jkoper didn't see any sign of it down south.
Yeah,
but that's.
I think
the Valley of Death might be about the only thing of interest up there that we really want.
I do believe that you're right, and there's a heart container for jkoper. And that was on the water tile, fortunately, which TA is pretty close to.
It's right next to it, but he doesn't have his boots yet, because he took, I think, I'm not sure if he set foot in P1, but he did at least pass by the palace tile.
He stepped into one, saw it was one, and then immediately went out, and I did see a slight bit of VOD on TA's screen, so it is going to be in this northern third.
Yep, and jkoper's just seen it as well. So TA choosing to go north before going south is a little... Oh, we have to go the long way around to this VOD too, because it's a west-facing VOD. We have to go all the way up north, all the way west, and then backtrack.
Yeah, a little unfortunate, but not the end of the world.
Yep, that's passers. TA.
Ooh, jkoper getting a really nice P-bag there. Getting up to attack 3.
One thing for TA is game over might not be the worst because it sends him back to the raft tile, which might be faster than walking back down south after he loops around here. It's that slow of a walk to get around this east.
But there's a desert tile with a flute.
Of dubious use at this point.
And
oh, that's rude. That's just rude, game. I think we need boots to get to the Valley of Death entrance over there.
yeah, they're going to be required for it. That feels bad.
That's just rude. And very unusual.
Well,
or not. Oh, it's by the River Devil is where it's at.
Interesting. This is a really, really interesting vanilla-like East.
Yeah, I think, okay, so Cobra tried going around Boots, so never mind, it's not Boots locked, apparently. I'm a little surprised, to be honest. I guess you need to come in from the slightly further south, I guess? I'm still my sense of direction is garbage. But I think you might need to go north from where TA is right now to find it.
This is one of those spots that, you know, I'm not quite sure where the entrance to it is going to be.
No, we know it has to. It should be an east-facing cave. It's just not clear where the other end of that cave is.
Exactly. All right.
And no,
TA.
it's not north of TA's present position. Huh. Where
TA
is our mystery connector?
Ooh. TA decided to not pick up spell. He might be running on just the base resources that he has, or that he starts with. This could get quite interesting.
Well, TA's going south, which is what he needs to do to pick up his ferry and... Which he needs to do pick up ferry, and then he'll also find his other palace down here. No, we saw both pals. He needs ferry from down here is the big thing. Magic jar down here would be good. Coper's found Risen P-Bag Cave.
Yeah, and I mean, we could see the issue of TA not having enough magic containers to cast Thunder, where Coper, now sitting at 7, absolutely will.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Sunken P-Bag Cave is around here somewhere for TA, so if he keeps exploring the south side of the east, he'll find it. I'm still trying to figure out how we're supposed to get into the Valley of Death.
So, I think Sunken is actually at 3-Eye Rock.
I mean, Risen where Coper's at right now?
Or Risen, yeah. You know what I meant. Yeah,
yeah,
Risen.
And it is. Okay, so TA will likely pick that up when he goes... Well, if he remembers to check it.
I love getting caves backwards, what can I say?
It's okay, stuff happens. I haven't noticed track myself, but I'm kind of wondering where that Valley of Death entrance is. This is what's puzzling me right now.
You know, I'll give you the best answer I got. You ready? It's over there.
You're not wrong. I'll go with that.
But I'm not right either.
No, but here's a really stupid thought. I don't think I've ever seen it, but does the Continental Connector of all things dump us out there? Because I don't think we've seen the other Continental Connector cave.
We've seen both connector caves, because it is, I think this cave that TA is by the cave that you enter from the north, I think that cave is the one that actually leads to the maze.
Oh wait, no, you're right. Cave to the Maze, case DM. So there's got to be a connector cave somewhere on the east that leads to the Valley of Death. I just don't know where it is.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
I don't remember seeing any east-facing pass-through caves anywhere in the vague vicinity of the Valley of Death.
Exactly. Like, it just becomes a matter of where things located. And TA is... I kind of like what TA is doing right now. Trying to get some free EXP off of the Bogus Woods encounters just to get a few extra levels and be sitting in a better position.
Yeah, Fairy is 79 at Magic 2 for Coper. Castable for him because he's got so many Magic Jars, but I'm not sure what it is for TA at Magic 3.
41, I believe.
Okay, that's not too terrible. Unfortunately, he only has 4. This is the vanilla starting Magic Jars, but it is castable, which is the big thing.
Exactly.
Coper's found P4, so he's gonna probably find out that dead ends. And I assume we're gonna, see Coper go in.
Alright, Coper
wants a bit better levels before committing to a palace with 2-5 on the west, 2-5-4 on the west. That makes sense.
Yeah, I definitely agree with TA going after the slightly better levels. And here we go. It's time to jump into 2. While Coper is going through 4 right now.
Yep.
So the only thing that might hurt TA right now is just the lack of magic containers.
Yeah, because he, understandably, I think, rushed for spells and didn't check a whole lot for items. Which, might be biting him a little bit here, depending on how expensive our spells end up being and what we need to cast. Because 41 isn't a terrible price for Fairy, and we don't know if it's going to get much cheaper than that. Hopefully it does at least a little, but it's gonna have to be really cheap for TA to cast it twice on 4 bars of magic, and that might not be for a while.
Yeah.
Right now it doesn't matter because he found Helmet Head super duper early in P2, but that could matter later.
Only 200 points total.
Yeah, that feels bad for TA, but he also knows that this is a really, really fast seed, and he doesn't. And it's finals. He is gonna take the XP and go, I think.
I think
he did hesitate for a second there because it's like, I want the level, but I don't think I have the time.
Yeah, it's tough to weigh out everything here.
And Coper is gonna save time on TA on this Maze Island potentially. Nope, not too bad. I was like, TA's gonna take a quick look to see if the items are free on the way to the palace, although I don't think he's gonna do a huge detour. But he might as well take a quick peek around. He's also gonna fight this Tektite for some experience. Not a whole lot, apparently, so that's that.
And that's GP here on the maze, so we now know that the other 3-6 is over in Valley of Death, which TA is going to need boots for, and
well, we don't know if TA needs boots for it. Coper tried looking around with boots and kind of ended up going nowhere with it.
Yeah, that's true.
And yes, chat said Coper found a glove block, so that's interesting. Potential time loss for Coper. TA is just gonna go find an item, which is the medicine of very dubious use.
The medicine of very questionable use.
I mean, it's either fire, which who knows what that's linked to, or life, which isn't much more useful.
Exactly. So it's kind of tough no matter what way you slice it on what you choose to do with it.
Actually, TA's personal tracker has it marked as life spell, so yeah.
Oh, wait,
yeah, maybe not.
Nope. I definitely don't see TA grabbing life at all.
It's a bit of a hike, too. It's on the other side of Saria, and he already has downstab. Boots are in P1, Turtle Guy. TA knows they're there. He's actually not far from P1 right now. He just hasn't had a super strong reason to go in there.
TA attempting to take down the blue and red Lizalfos, but unfortunately that's not going to work out in his favor. And he is instead going to head north, question mark?
Not going to go for P1 just yet, which is a little south of here. He's heading for this 3-6. Which is fine, I suppose, between here. Or no, not going to go in just... Gonna try and farm a bit of experience, I suppose.
I
want TA to check Red Rock for Risen P-Back cave right over here, because he could really use that jar, and that menu was way too fast for me to see how much fairy costs at Magic 4.
We'll find out shortly.
And he is going to do P1 first, which is fine, I think. It's usually the easier of the palaces. What, 3 isn't the longest, but is longer than P1, and 6 can be a monster.
Alright, TA taking the upper left path. It's still 41.
Yep.
So, a little unfortunate there for TA, but I wouldn't call it the end of the world.
Yep, and chat confirming what I thought, that the boots are at the bottom of the first elevator, which TA took the middle left instead of the bottom left.
Yeah, that could be a factor, as jkoper has made it to Karok here.
It's a bit of a dig for this one.
Ooh, TA gonna have to take a death here.
Yep.
And Karok down for jkoper. And he is going to have his first gem on the board.
Yep. jkoper's main thing is he needs to find his glove, wherever that, which is on the west, on the other side of Saria, which jkoper hasn't gotten to yet.
Yeah, it's definitely something that he needs to go after sooner rather than later.
Yep.
Alright, no horse head for TA. Going down the elevator, but up definitely takes him to the horse.
Yep. And jkoper is going, well, he found the last item here, which I don't think we've seen this one. Might be wrong. TA's going back in for his boots. He's taking... Oh, no, we have seen this. It's the hammer. Never mind. My memory sucks. TA is going back in to try and find these boots, which, take a quick... just from experience, which not a whole lot, and it's just gonna get out of here, which... Yeah, TA just wants to go.
Well, TA also didn't have enough magic to cast Fairy, so he had to take another death.
Yeah, that too. jkoper is on the west still, so let's see where he's going next. And sorry, my brain's apparently just a little on the fritz today. The sense of directions broke worse than usual, and, apologies, chat. jkoper getting his thunder, which he does need to do.
And we'll be able to answer the question of how much is thunder going to cost.
Because that could be a big factor for TA here, since, as discussed, TA does not exactly have much magic here.
Alright, at Magic 4, Thunder costs 75.
That takes 5 bars.
Yep. So TA definitely will need to get one of the 4 jars in order to be able to cast Thunder.
Yep, we know one of them is in the Spell Tower, and the other 2 are in the 2 P-Back Caves on the east. One of which is on Red Rock. So if TA checks that, he's right next to Red Rock, basically. He'll have his 5th Magic Jar, which will... And that would be confirmed go mode for him.
Yep. But that's if he decides to go and check those. Instead, he's going to head over to the water tile to check that, which we know is a heart container, and jkoper knows it's a heart container, as jkoper's about to pick up his glove. and potentially be able to close a lot of this gap.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh no,
Nope,
candle.
that's a candle.
Wrong
Candle
cave.
is our last item on the west. Koper needs to go to the other side of Sorry to find his glove,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
pretty
right.
sure.
I
And
thought he was on the other side.
is not there.
Yeah, I thought he was on the other side.
Yeah.
Though he should be picking it up pretty soon, which is definitely going to be big, because then he doesn't have to worry about anything else to pick up other than, of course, whatever levels he ends up feeling comfortable with.
Koper is right now, however, at the wrong end of the map for his glove. He's in the north middle, and he needs to be in the southwest corner, basically. But clearing P2 is fine. We do know that. I am not 100% sure that if this was glove block or not for TA, but I think it was a fairly quick 2 for TA.
It was a very quick 2 for TA, and we see that the first one on the east is 6. So TA gonna have potentially a bit of digging to do here.
Yeah, Barb 6 second longest regular palace on average, and can be an absolute slog.
Absolutely. Back-to-back P bags, though, very nice to see. jkoper deciding to hold on to the Thundercast, which I can appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
All right. TA just cruising through this 6 right now.
And there's helmet head for Koper.
Looking like a pretty good helmet head fight for jkoper right now. Easy helmet head.
Very nice. And that's going to be our runners tied up on gems here. Good luck Koper's going to go back for another 174 experience.
I mean, he's pretty close to that level. It shouldn't take too long, especially when you get a 100-point P bag like that.
Yeah, that's very convenient for Koper.
Oh, he is so close to that level right now. And TA also starting to close in on a level. Gonna opt to fight the Doom Knocker, and that's gonna yield attack 4. Both of them getting attack 4 at the same time. And it looks like this attack 4 is pretty darn good. Alright, jkoper coming back for the P bag here in 2. And going to take the death. TA, though, continuing through this 6, looking for Barba.
On the other hand, Koper is staying in 2, which Koper has no idea where his glove is. This makes perfect sense for Koper. He is in here. He might as well look for the item, which for all he knows could be a vanilla glove. We know this is a waste of time, unfortunately.
Yeah, because he picked up the item here. It ended up being a P bag, and so unfortunately, he's probably like, well, crap, I wasted my time here.
Yeah.
Alright, TA heading up this elevator. Still searching for the dragon.
Yeah. I thought he do it across, but I fairly misread the hint earlier. Whoops. The hint cover screen is a little hard to read.
Yeah. I didn't read it as P-Bag, I read it as something else, so I wasn't sure what it was going to be.
Okay, glove lock for TA here.
Ooh.
Ooh.
This is one of those rooms that having the spell is kind of beneficial.
Yeah, because there can be some stuff that will happily knock you off the platform. The issue isn't dying from taking damage, the issue is getting knocked off.
But he makes it through. Decides to jump over the pillar.
He's on his last life, and the fairy costs 2.5 bars, so he needs to conserve magic for that key door.
Well, and I think he still has a key, but makes it to Barba last life. This is for all the marbles.
Yep, slow and steady will do it, as jkoper is still on the west. He is not going into 5 yet, he's going south. That's good. jkoper needs to... Oh, ghost. Spell can turn the enemies into something a little friendlier than what he had in there.
So yeah, all of the Mao heads would be turned into other enemies, which actually causes a limit to be hit, in turn causing the heads to no longer spawn. That's going to be a double... Oh no! It's not going to be a double level for TA. I take back what I was about to say!
Oh, that is rude! That is just rude. That's the second time today TA's had to just eat the gem, basically. And Fairy is still 41, just insult to injury. And the any key is the item we didn't find, of course.
I mean, if TA ends up grabbing spell and going to spell tower, he'd be able to get another magic jar, but 2 is really what you need to be in a good position for magic.
Yeah, but he is going to go see if he can't figure out where this Valley of Death is at, because I still can't tell where that is either.
Yeah, because he knows that 3 is going to be in Valley of Death, even though on his tracker he has GP marked in Valley of Death.
Yeah, that's...
It's through
no,
the
it's just up
Darunia
here.
encounters.
Oh, that's where the Valley of Death entrance is, sweet. Huh, okay.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's about all I've got to say to that is, huh. Okay. My sense of direction does in fact suck. For some reason I thought we'd seen this path already, but apparently not.
Yeah, we had not apparently, so...
On the other side, jkoper's got his glove, so he's in, jkoper is in full go mode. TA technic does still need a magic jar.
Yeah, so TA with 3 down, jkoper with 2 just needs to get that 3rd gem and he'll be caught up to TA immediately. But TA coming through this Valley of Death, gonna go into 3. 3 usually is quite fast, so shouldn't take him too long to get through it. But then it's a matter of 4 and 5.
4 and 5, and actually I have not counted what Thunder costs at Magic 5 for that matter. Well, TA can't check because he doesn't have it yet, as well as the other problem.
Exactly.
So we won't know for a while, because it's possible that Thunder just drops in cost at Magic 5 and TA is fine. Or he might be in a bit of a pickle, we don't know yet. jkoper is about to find the Valley of... that GP is here, and... yep.
I have a slight feeling that TA might be in a bit of a pickle.
A little, potentially, yeah, given that he is short on that magic jar. Although we don't know for sure, is the problem.
Yeah, that is the big problem right now. And
Key
two
drops are nice
keys.
here.
Yeah, just freestanding keys right there. Super nice to see.
Yep. We're heading into P5. This is our first look at this palace. This one tends to be a slog.
You know, this could be a saving grace for TA, and it is!
Ooh, very nice for TA. Does manage to, well, take it out, but that is a much needed 5th magic jar for TA here out of P3.
That is a huge saving grace for TA, because when he goes back to the west to do 4 and 5, he'll also go pick up Thunder and just be able to do everything in a very nice sequence and head into GP from there.
Yeah, because Thunder's on the Thunder's on the west. So yeah, TA's gonna beat P3 and never see the east again.
Pretty much.
Because yeah, Rudo is on the west as our palace is 4 and 5, and then TA can just go to GP from there.
And everything will be easy.
Yep.
But jkoper by no means is out of the running here.
Yep. He's going to have better he's gonna have more heart containers and magic jars than TA, because TA is not gonna get those other magic jars at this point. We'll see what the levels end up working out to. TA is down to his last life, which might be a problem here.
Yeah, TA's sitting in slightly dangerous territory, but not the worst that it could be. As he comes up and he's like, where the heck are you, Rebo?
Yeah, having to choose between 2 different key doors here. And one thing for jkoper too is, unless Fairy drops at Magic 6, TA only has 1 cast of Fairy. Also, jkoper has 2 with 7 magic jars.
Ooh, TA sitting dangerously close to dying here.
Yes, he is. jkoper's found the Gooba. TA's hunting for that last bit of experience to try and get life 6.
Yeah, I think this is life 6. He is at a point that actually makes me nervous. Unfortunately gets a key. That's not what he's looking for.
Not exactly, no. There we go. And that is not.
Oh, that would have
much
been
odds.
Magic 6. Instead, he is going to go after Life 6 here, which I
Trying
like
to
the
not
play.
die. And gets a key drop, so that's not the worst, yeah. I do think he's probably close to Rebo, because there's not a lot left of this 3.
There really isn't. jkoper sitting at 445, going for Magic 5. Probably going to head back to Guma and pick up that Magic 6 and be ready to go on from there. As TA does come in here and finds Rebo.
And Magic 6 for jkoper. Nice Rebo for TA.
Alright, so 3 palaces done for jkoper. TA now having 4 done. And 3 was really not all that short.
No, I mean, T3 is relatively short among palaces, but for a 3, this was a long one.
Koper beat 5 tabletop.
Yep. He is heading to P4 now.
Alright. Koper in 1 will have 136 to do, where TA just has this 4 and then 5 to do, as well as grab Thunder, which really shouldn't take that long.
No, I don't think it was too bad to get back to Rudo. I don't remember where P5 is.
I believe it was in the far north here. I might be mistaken.
We'll find out.
Alright, here's the glove block that Koper hit earlier. And TA gonna head up and continue up and hits the split as Koper finds the horse and just decimates it.
Yep. Act 4 making pretty quick work of that. Oh, GP can absolutely be terrible. It is known as the Great Equalizer for a reason, but it's gonna be a little bit yet before we see GP. I don't think we're gonna see it sub-hour today.
The final dungeon of a game being a Great Equalizer? Never seen that happen. I say.
Looks like Attack 5 is kind of expensive today, as Koper is all the way up at taking that life 6 here before Attack 5.
Yeah, it looks like the Attack 5 threshold is this 1800. But with how this Attack 4 has been, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with Attack 5.
Yeah. He's
right,
looking for Karok.
Yep, hitting a dead end right there for TA, because that was what was past 2 glove blocks.
Hmm.
And immediate dead end here on the first left. Alright,
Yeah.
TA heading all the way down, going right. Sorry, Star.
No, go ahead.
All you, my friend.
Alright, I was just agreeing. Yeah, this was pretty close actually. TA kind of got some of the other items earlier boots, or earlier west exploration, but it's evened out quite a bit here as they are in the late game as they clear out their final palaces. Palace 4 being a bit of a doozy, and TA getting sidetracked by that glove he got so early. Koper, P6 is P6.
Yeah, we can't say much else about P6 other than it's P6.
That's all I've got is P6 is P6.
I mean, I could break one of the rules of Twitch, and that's don't do math on Twitch, and say it's P5 plus 1.
Math is kind of an inherent part of Z2R on some level, given things like calculating how much magic you need to cast a spell, can you cast multiple spells on one life, and so on.
Exactly.
I'm a US tax accountant, so math is kind of part of my job.
You mean you have to do math? I say as I'm a huge numbers guy.
Yeah, I do not remember where Karok is at all. I know Barbara was in an open air room, and I want to say it was at the top of an elevator somewhere.
Karok was right here.
Evidently, yes.
Exactly, Slamu.
So we're not going up that elevator just yet. Thunder is still 75 at Magic 6, by the way, so yeah, definitely needed a 5th Magic Jar today.
Yeah. And just like that, Karok's down for TA. Gonna place that 5th gem.
And get... We'll see. This is going to be attack 5 here for him, I think.
I
want
think
to
it
say
is.
This is the route for Koper.
Yet again, I think it is.
And yeah.
Alright. TA pulling an up A and saving after that. And it's time to head over to 5. No, 2 was off to the north. 5 is over here, I believe, on... I think almost fully west of start.
It's been long enough since I've paid attention to us finding it. I don't remember where it is.
I honestly don't remember either. Oh, Koper!
Oh, that's an ouch for Koper. We were talking about that room earlier for TA. Getting Koper too.
Yeah, this room is just evil.
P5 located for TA, kind of up in the northwest-ish. And Rudo is just east of here, I believe, for TA, so he'll be able to go get Thunder right after this, and then go up A back to start and head to the maze.
That's true, and sub-hour entry for TA definitely still on the table.
Depends on how long it takes him to find Guma.
This is true. Okay, Koper makes the last jump and is through the Room of Death. However long it takes TA to find Guma, Koper has just a bit of time to make up here. Alright, Koper.
Koper finally finding Barba here.
Exactly, and on his last life, item for TA here in 5 being a heart container, and Koper taking Barba very, very safely with being on that last life. And
he
I
does
cannot
not want to
blame
hike
him.
back here. Because it was a
Gets the
trip to
kill.
get here.
And Koper's going to get a double level.
Very nice.
So it'll be attack 5, life 7 here for Koper, which is really, really nice. And TA just continuing through this 5 right now. Star, this is close.
It is. Koper has got to. Well, Koper's main problem right now is figuring out how to get into the Valley of Death, which, Koper's got no idea right now. Pretty much no idea at the moment.
Yeah, this...
Because I think he's thinking the same thing we did, that we'd seen the path already, that the one that leads to what actually ended up leading to the Valley of Death is I thought we'd seen where it went already, and I think he does too.
I'm wondering if he didn't pick up Upstab when he was in Darunia last.
No, because he's walking
no.
right. Well, I don't think he did, but he's walking right past it, so that's not what he's doing.
Yeah, he's looking for the way into VOD here on the wrong portion of the east.
I was gonna say, he's on the wrong end of the map. He's confused is what it is.
Can't really blame him for being confused, though. This East has been a thing, to say the least.
Sure.
All right, up A from Koper, going back. TA still searching for Guma. Whoa! Did you see those jumps through those fireballs?
Oh yeah. Alright, Guma located for TA, and Koper is heading back to the middle bit of the east.
Guma down for TA.
Yep.
But
Needs
he's
to take
gonna...
a death to get his magic back.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not the right room type to spawn the jar. He's gonna stand, eat some fire real quick. Koper on the right side of the east to get there, but is heading out of the middle section now. Gonna make it onto the wrong side.
What I missed, and I think what he missed, is there's two different paths going north, and you need to take the western of the two to get to the Valley of Death. He took the eastern of the two.
Yep.
And this one just railroads him to nowhere, essentially. Yeah. Rudo should be just up and around for TA. Koper is taking a walk about nowhere. I don't blame Koper. This will confuse those two, but yeah, he's lost.
Yeah, the way to get into this VOD was a little confusing since it was behind the Darunia encounters. But now TA going to pick up Thunder, and then it'll be time to head back to the maze and enter VOD.
And Koper is confused. If he stays along the kind of the northern side of this middle section of the map, he'll eventually notice and realize that he hasn't taken the other pass. It's this one, the white one here, or he can take the Pastor Cave. Either works, and that is Koper's path to P3.
Yeah, this VOD location was a massive question mark. And
I didn't realize that Rudo is actually right next to the maze connector. Neat.
It is. And TA is, I guess, checking for another magic jar?
Probably. I don't think he got the hint for the NE key.
Yeah, I mean, he could be looking for the NE key because we could see the one specific room that you cannot ferry through.
There are key drops in the small pool, in the item pool as well, but in any case, he finds it really quickly, so not a big deal any which way. He didn't have to dig the entire maze island for it.
I mean, that kind of works out.
Yeah, pretty neat here. And so he is going to get into GP at 101.47 just before Koper gets into P3. So they're about a P3 apart, basically.
Yeah, and this P3 was not short by any means.
No. I think TA saw pretty much every single room in this 3.
I think so. TA sitting at 7 hearts and 5 magic jars. Honestly, not too bad on resources. The only concern is going to be that he can only cast Thunder when he fights T-Bird. So he's going to have to fight or have a very, very clean T-Bird fight here.
I mean, I think it's going to be not too dissimilar for Koper, as also the T-Bird is 3 rooms in, so not a big deal, I guess. Yeah. I think my bigger concern for TA is he can only cast Fairy once on each life. The NIT negates it a little bit, just a and TA does have jump, but Fairy is still 41 at Magic 6. Cooper can cast Fairy twice, which might matter depending on this palace layout.
Okay, T-Bird doing just over 3 hearts on a fireball hit. But
So that is a 3-hit KO.
TA playing T-Bird very well here.
As you say that. There we go.
Add faith. I swear I wasn't trying to do a commentator's curse. As I know you know me well enough, Star, that you're like, uh-huh.
Yeah,
You
TA
don't
taking
even
a
have
lava bath after T-Bird decides to upbait, which I think is fine. It's 3 or 4 rooms in, gets a life back. That's wants to conserve his resources for the rest of GP, because it is forced GP Darklink after T-Bird in these flags, which can be nice when there's multiple forks and one of them leads to T-Bird, but when T-Bird is either right at the very start or right at the very end, that's not any information at all. Yes, Darklink's behind T-Bird, so is everything else in GP.
Yeah, literally this entire GP is behind T-Bird. So this could be a very wild ride.
It could. TA has a P3, a very long P3 sized lead right now, but that doesn't mean much.
Especially when Coper's already at Mr. Rebanak.
Yeah.
Okay.
These rooms are not fun. The first one had the horizontal dots, the second one is full of bubbles.
Yeah.
He managed to get through the first one without using Fairy, but that second one's just oof. A valiant effort, though, for trying.
And suddenly we have more dots. But a much easier room to deal with dots in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my least favorite room to see, especially when you come in on this side.
Yeah.
But TA gets the jump, is working on outrunning the king bot.
And dodges the chicken. Very nice.
Spicy chicken dodged.
What's Cobra doing?
I'm not sure.
He's placed the gem. He got the level. He's at 667.
He's getting the key.
He's getting the key. That makes sense, actually.
That makes a lot of sense. Because I thought he may have grabbed that key, but he did not. So I definitely appreciate it.
Yep. Our tracker Tom Attack saying the Z2 chickens are what all other Zelda chickens aspire to be. Ha. Zelda 2 Randos chickens are a special brand of, interesting.
They really are.
10640, so just under 5-minute difference in entering GP between our runners.
Yeah, Z2R chickens are not like cuckoos. Though that would be rather funny if they were.
So far, have we seen a single fork here in this GP so far?
We have not. It's been very linear.
That's
no,
what I
T-Bird.
thought, yeah. T-Bird was 3 rooms in, and it's been a straight line since.
Yep. Star, you and I saying it at the exact same time, too.
Yeah.
Case in point, here's T-Bird for Coper.
Yep. Okay, there's a junction.
So we have 2 junctions. There is one past the drop, and then there's this junction right here. Though Coper having the full suite on magic right now, is able to end up casting
Oh,
Reflect.
okay. I
don't like
just
this
got
room.
utterly distracted by TA getting greeted by a spicy chicken and 3 blue knights here in this room.
Yeah, I don't like this room. Can I order a new room, please?
Yeah, okay. I think I might have been a bit of a visual glitch or something with the chickens, but yeah, that was a face full of room, is what that was.
No kidding
Okay,
there.
got a very long elevator shaft. And TA is also down to his last life due to jumping in the lava in that room full of chicken.
And
yeah, you're not going for the fairy there.
more chicken with fairy. Koper making it through the bubbles.
Very nice. Keeps that life, which TA ended up losing to those.
Dead end here for TA.
Also a drop destination room to note.
It absolutely is a landing room. He's gonna keep going right at this point.
Yep. Gonna have to dodge this bubble, though.
The big bubble.
Yep.
Okay. He makes it through.
Very nice footwork there. Okay, got an... Okay, now we've got all the options coming off that huge elevator that TA found a minute ago.
No kidding
Just after
there.
the drop.
Koper not looking to be too terribly far behind at this point.
No, it's really a matter of which one of these many varied options is the correct one. And the annoying thing is that giant elevator is about 10 rooms into this GP, so you have to go for a hike every time you up A out of anything.
No kidding there. Alright, TA playing that room very safe, just waiting to see.
And finds an
And-
arc link as alrighty then, he has 5 bars of health, he should be fine.
Yeah, he should be good. And he has shield at the ready. Just a few more hits remaining. Final hit. And that's
There
it.
we are.
GG's to ta909 taking game 3 here in the NIT Finals.
Very well done here. And Cooper is getting to the Junkins here. There's that left and yeah. This is lovely room.
There is this room that I'd like a refund, please.
Yeah, that's a lot of chicken.
I just love watching the chicken get bounced backwards.
It is pretty funny. Let's see where Cooper goes on this elevator. He needs to take the very bottommost right, I believe was the correct way to go.
I believe you are correct in this case.
Let's grab the ferry here and avoids that spicy chicken. Chicken's definitely out in force in this GP, seen a fair few in some rather annoying spots.
This isn't GP, this is Chicken Palace.
Yeah.
Yep, because there was the landing room that TA saw. And Koper is going to go ahead and continue right here. Narrowly avoids the big bubble.
Yeah, no one could be a real troll there.
Alright, he continues going the right way here. The good old Crumble Bridge room. Into the down elevator, and he's going to continue right, making sure no enemies spawn. And just like that, he is at Dark Link.
Yep. Yeah, Cooper did a faster GP. He was about 5 minutes behind getting in. He's going to be about 3 minutes behind finishing.
Yeah,
As TA
Coper.
put up a 1:10:35, Cooper is, about 3 minutes behind here. With a 1:13:30. GG's.
Coper playing a pretty good game.
That's for sure here.
And
Uh,
it is the finals, so like I said at the start, they're both bringing the absolute best they can.
oh, for sure. I assume Cooper will probably be joining us in a moment here, but right now we do have a TA joining us in the commentary booth. GG.
Hey, thank you.
All right, TA, first thing I got for you is nicely played on getting that glove early on.
Yeah, it was kind of the same story as last night, where one of the first caves I checked had the glove. So, yeah, once I picked that up and had information about my spells, it was pretty much time to go. But unfortunately, I only had 4 heart containers and 4 magic containers. So it was a little bit of a challenge getting through some of these palaces, especially on low levels, because I couldn't really find anything to grind. So a little bit tricky of a seed, even with the early glove, but luckily I was able to get through it.
Yeah, the EXP in the seed was not very good at all. And on top of that, you did actually end up missing 3 easily accessible magic jars over in the east. Three-Eyed Rock led to Risen, and then, if I remember correctly,
Sunken
Sunken.
was down south somewhere, and the Spell Tower had the last one.
Yep.
Yeah, I figured Three-Eyed Rock was going to have Risen or Sunken. Probably should have checked that because I had the flute from the desert tile.
Yeah.
The southern portion of the east makes sense though, because for the location of the other one, because I found the fairy spell and figured, all right, I'm just going to up A from here. I don't really need anything else this seed. I have Thunder Reflect, Fairy Glove. I know where the boots are. I have the flute. So there was nothing other than containers that would have helped me. So I decided to just up A and go back to, I think I did one in six on the east after finding fairies. No, I actually went two. I went two, and then I did 1 in 6. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. We do have a Cooper joining us now as well. GG Cooper.
GG. Okay. It was
I
really worth
got
the
you,
waiting
Coper.
room there.
Yeah, I got you, my friend. Don't worry.
Yeah, GG. I feel like everything went pretty well for me. I died in Oksuro at the start, but that spell was obviously probably irrelevant unless it was like Fire Thunder or something. I don't know. But
Nope, the ever chat. TA never got there, so never found
yeah,
out.
I'm not surprised by that either.
Yeah, that death in Old Kasuto, that was painful, but I have to commend you for going for it.
Yeah,
It just was that slight miss on the invisible Moa, and that's all it took.
yeah. I mean, you, you can count on being hit 1 to 2 times there, and you don't know if Life 3 will take 2 hits. 1 should be good, but um, yeah, I did what I had to do to get the life and try to take care of that while I was there.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess the biggest thing that I have a problem with is that I need to pay more attention to where Valley of Death is, because I see it and then I'm like, it's just this huge thing on the map. It's like, how can you forget where that is? But every time I like,
To
So
be fair, the entrance to the Valley of Death this seed god was a little bit obscure place. We got lost on that too ourselves as a restream.
Yeah, it
yeah,
was a little weird.
it got both of you in this seed, and even like both of us were looking at it, being like, okay, where's the entrance of this VOD going to be? And then TA, you find it, and we're like,
Oh, duh.
oh, why didn't we think about that?
Yeah, well, I actually dug the boots out of P1 because I wasn't 100% sure how to get into the Valley of Death, and I thought that I may have needed to pass through some of the water to get through. I didn't really I didn't really know how to get to it, so I dug the boots in P1 for insurance because I had a hint about them. But
Yeah.
yeah, once I
Yeah.
just saw the cave right there, I was like, oh, that's how you get in. Okay.
So about digging the boots out of P1, I believe that was like the first item I got. Maybe second.
You got it pretty early, Cooper.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you went east relatively early. The TA stuck around the west a bit longer.
yeah.
Okay.
So after you pulled Raft off of, I think it was Grass Tile, you immediately went over into DM
Hmm.
and headed over to East, jumped into P1, ended up getting blocked on the item room due to no keys, got a key drop from a small enemy, went back in and pulled boots. So it was, I think it was your second item.
Yeah, something like that.
Very, very early. Yeah.
Right. Um. Yeah, I don't think I got that key drop until I was like farming down by Okasudo for that life level. Then I got the key and then I died, so I went right back to 1 since I knew um where the boots were at that point. So if you have a choice between playing with the boots or not playing with the boots, I think you're gonna choose taking the boots every time for the cost of a key in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I will
uh
absolutely agree with you.
yeah, but I don't know. Maybe those didn't save enough time. How did was there a? I guess the flute.
Desert tile.
Yeah. Hang on. So I don't remember where the desert tile was.
Northern part of the map.
Okay.
Yeah, northern side.
Okay, so you had to go up there and get the flute, and then um, go back, and then you could play for the child for fairy. That's what it was, right?
You
No.
didn't need the flute.
Yeah,
The River
you
Devil
didn't,
was a existed, but you could get boots to get around it, and Three-Eyed Rock was a non-required magic jar.
Oh, it's just a jar. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I thought that maybe that was blocking
But yeah, because kind of
the
the early
child. I don't remember
diverge.
who the child was because that was fairy, right?
Child is fairy, yes.
Yes.
yeah.
But yeah, Cooper, you went east relatively early. You got some early levels, got some information on the east layout. TA stayed west, found the child, found the glove as well, and went east later, which meant that by the time he found fairy, he was in mostly go mode and didn't end up getting most of the magic jars you did off that east. You needed a fifth magic jar to cast Thunder this seed. That was out of P3 for TA.
Yeah, I had all 8 magic jars, I believe, and like just 5 or 6 hearts. 5, I think 5 hearts. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I got all
TA
8
got
jars.
yeah, TA got hearts out of 4 and 5. I don't think we saw the 8 heart container.
Yeah, we didn't see that final heart container, and I believe you were at 5 hearts, Coper.
Yeah. Either way, it was okay. Obviously, the GP was very easy in the end.
Well, there were a fair few options, but the first like 10, 15 rooms were incredibly linear, and then you both took the right path after that.
Yeah, I mean, it was the most obvious pass, and there wasn't anything very challenging in the way. So, just casting shield through there was enough. Um, yeah, the the glove was over the bridge, and like you needed either ferry or Begu, right? So,
Yeah.
um, so did he get Begu early, or did he have ferry?
Bagu, yeah, I forget where that was, but TA
Okay.
found Bagu on the west early from wherever that was. I don't remember, I'll be honest.
Yeah, it was right
Correct me if
by.
I was about to say, correct me if I'm wrong here, TA, but wasn't it over by 2?
Yes, it was right by 2. So I did a full clear of the west, and the last checks I had was I saw another town on the other end of Saria, and I saw Saria was jump, and I knew the general vicinity of where Bagu was because I had some Bagu encounters when I was in the area of 2. But
Mhm.
when I saw Saria jump and I knew Mito was on the other side of Saria, I decided to go find Bagu, go through Saria, get jump, and then get downstab from Mito. And I was pleased to see that Mito didn't have a required spell, and that whatever cave had the glove, if it was Trophy Cave or Pillar P bag cave, I don't remember what it was, but found the glove right there, and that was about 15 minutes into the seed. And after that, I went east, knowing that Ferry was going to be somewhere over there via the raft tile. Found Ferry, and yeah, just did 2, 1, 6, 3, 4, 5, and then GP.
Yeah, your routing on Palaces was really good since it ended you off in the west to where you could then walk over to Mito and immediately go into Maze Island to then hit GP. On top of that, actually checking the second item on Maze Island and getting that key, that was a very good play, in my opinion. And Coper, when you
I
went
thought
back into
about it.
P3, I was a little confused at first, and I think if I remember correctly, Star, you were a little confused at first as well. But I did like you going back in to pick up that free key.
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. No, I thought about looking for the key. Like I obviously knew it was there. I was like, this is going to possibly take some time to get it. Um, you know, maybe he got it quickly, but maybe I don't go the right way. I don't know. So, um, yeah, I decided to just put it off and see how tough it was to like get through 5 and stuff, um, and 5 wasn't too much of an issue, and um, yeah, just never seemed like much of a priority after that. I was mostly pretty okay. Obviously, I was having to cast Fairy to go through doors, but it wasn't that bad. Certainly didn't make up for 3 minutes difference.
No, TA actually only got the any key at the very end anyway, so it wasn't
Oh, all right.
like TA. So it did not end up making a significant difference there. You were about 5 minutes behind getting into GP with Coper, but made up about 2 minutes. I think on just kind of slightly better navigation through the rooms because you take a pretty similar route.
Yeah.
And TA, you did take a lava bath like 2 rooms after T-Bird your first trip through an update, so that was a little bit of time, although I think you ended up needing it at the end.
Oh,
I
did
was
he?
past life.
What was that?
Well, I was on my not a Thunderbird, but when I got to Dark Link, I was on my last life. So
Oh,
basically, I took a death a couple of rooms after Thunderbird and decided to up A to restore my lives. So that cost me a minute or so. But Star was saying at the end, since I only had 1 life at Dark Link, I needed that extra
Yeah.
life.
yeah. Yeah, I had no such problems. I don't know. I got down to low health after Thunderbird, and then I was like out of health and magic, and like voluntarily jumped in the lava just to restore my stuff. But I was otherwise like not really in danger. I still had a life in reserve when I got to Dark Link, and um I had like basically full health and magic almost, I think, at that point still. So it was,
just
like I said, it was very, very smooth for me.
Yeah, not for me because I only had 5 magic containers all seed, so I was 1 fairy cast the entire seed. Um, so there were a couple of rooms in GP where I needed to fairy, and I kept getting low, and I couldn't really spam shield as much. I'm also not that great at combat and at the game, so this seed was scaring me a little bit because it was resource starved for me. I was on 4 heart containers, 4 magic containers, for probably until I had 4 gems placed. I found my first heart container somewhere around that time. So the early game was rough, and just palace navigation was a little slower for me than usual because, as I said, low resources and my combat. I'm newer to this game, so my combat isn't great, and I think my advantage is come from just being able to route out these seeds and make efficient decisions on grinds and such.
Yeah, it sounds like I was unlucky that that GP wasn't a little more difficult, I guess.
It probably would have been yours if it was if I had not gone the right way. There were a couple of I stuck with the rights. I stuck with the rights instead of the lefts. If it if the answer was left, I probably would have lost because my lives and resources were dwindling very quickly. So
Yeah. All right. Well, um, we're obviously gonna do this some more. I guess sometime next week. I've got a. I think the DWR league starts next week. I've got to get that race scheduled first because that's 4 players. But we'll talk about games 4 and potentially 5 sometime then.
sounds good.
Good luck.
And good game.
Yeah,
Okay.
GG. And thanks
GGs.
for the comms and tracking everything as always, guys.
Thank
Of
you
course.
so much, Coper.
Yeah,
Yep,
thanks to you
and
both, GGs. Good luck. Go ahead, TA.
yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, likewise. Thanks for the comms. Really appreciate it, and all the behind the scenes work. You guys take care.
Thanks, TA. And Star, I'll let you take us out.
All right, then. So please give both of our runners a follow if you haven't already, TA and Cooper. Thank you to Sonia for joining me on the comms, and to Tom Talk for doing our tracking tonight. Coming up ahead on the ZSR schedule, as mentioned here, games 4 and 5 of this series will be scheduled at a later date, sometime next week, most likely. But tomorrow we do have another Z2R match, the semifinals of the main bracket for the standard tournament this year. We've got Trails versus Morai. Their game 2 is tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Scheduled to be on this channel, so keep an eye out for that. And we hope to see you all then. Otherwise, for now, though, we're going to go over and say hi to Tiberius, who is putzing around with some Max Rando shenanigans, as it'll be the next thing on the tournament schedule this year. So we'll see how he's doing with that. He's about not quite an hour in. And wish him luck with that. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you all next time.